Hi guys, it's Raven here. Today is Friday, April 2nd, and it's about almost 11:15. Kind of late. I'm usually either winding down from playing Minecraft or watching YouTube videos and get ready to go to bed. But I guess I just wanted to make a video. This being the first day in the month, or second day in the month rather, of April, and it's hard to believe April is here already. I mean, we're about to uh, 92, close the book on 92 days of 2021, and things have happened since the year began. Remember, we had a January 6th U.S. Capitol insurrection. We've had a new president inaugurated on January 20th. Um, more and more people are getting vaccinated, you know, from this pandemic. Yours truly is, I have been fully vaccinated, so I'm very happy about that. Um, Last Monday, let me see, what was this past Monday's date? Wednesday was the 31st. Okay, back on November 5th, or March, um, this past Monday was the 29th. Okay, back on March 12th, I got a phone call, and it was about supporting law enforcement financially. And because let me go on record saying that, I've seen a lot of hoax hotels videos with scammers that he deals with. And, he makes mentions about how they read off of a script. Well, back on no, it was the 22nd of March. And I answered the phone. It does me. It's from the like a police union of some sort. And so I asked him, "Who are you looking for?" I just wanted a name before I continue on with the call. But instead of answering my questions, he continues to read the script. And I know in a Oaks Hotel videos changed my mind. I remember the term script. So instead of answering my questions, he's saying, "Well, we need money for this. We hope that we have a commitment from you. Yada yada yada." And the fact that he couldn't even tell me what department he's from, I don't know. It could have been here locally. Now, here's the thing. I support our law enforcement, but I can't support you know, scammers posing to be as law enforcement, because it does happen. And the sad thing about that is when it happens, when you want to really help legitimate law enforcement officers, you can't, because you have the back of your mind. This is a scammer who is potentially ruining financial help of legitimate police officers. So the fact that he continued on, I was kind of looking for the magic words. Let me speak first, and then I'll let you talk. Because I know that's a tactic that scammers use And I was looking for that, but I didn't get it. But the fact that he continued to read from the script, that set off alarms. So when I asked him, I said, "Who are you looking for?" Wouldn't tell me. He just continued on with the script. So I went click, hung up the phone, and that was that. No, I haven't heard back since. Speaking of law enforcement, they're going through a tough time right now. To have a former police officer on trial in Minneapolis over the George Floyd killing. Today, being April 2nd, another attack at the Capitol. Although it is not as large scale of what happened on January 6th. But this doesn't seem like it was a terrorist attack. Because from what I've been hearing, this guy had some kind of mental issues. Well, for one, bringing a knife to a gunfight, that's a red flag right there. Thinking, cops have guns. So why would you bring a knife to a gunfight? Of course, I was thinking this before I found out that the suspect died. And because the thought process is, it just seems like getting guns is so easy here in America. Whether you buy them legitimately or you buy them on the black market, off the streets. So that was one of the baffling points. But he was not on the U.S. Capitol Police radar of potential terrorists. But what driven to today's incident, it appears it wasn't a racially motivated attack. It wasn't a attack on our freedoms. It seemed more like it was a paranoia attack. This guy had made some kind of social media post. And by the way, I'm not mentioning the guy's name because, I don't want to really give attention to the suspect. But it mentioned Officer William Billy William Evans. I mean, he was the officer that was killed today. And he was struck by a vehicle. The suspect also managed to stab another officer. So 2 officers got injured, but one ended up losing his life. Anyway, this guy makes an attack through paranoia because he believes that the FBI and CIA was out to get him. That they were trying to control his mind. This is what, he was actually believing. And believe me, there are some people out there that are really nutty and believe that. But probably through no fault of their own, sometimes your mind just deteriorates. I'm not meaning deterioration to where you become brain dead, but I'm talking about deterioration in terms of losing the ability to think rationally. And if he was looking at a large scale of people, he picked a bad day to do it because Congress and Senate, there's a guard by Congress and Senate was on a recess. They were out of session. And they were just talking about how they just took down this ugly barricade with the ugly razor wire, on top of the fence. They took all that down, and then today happened. So This is going to spark a new debate, whether the fencing should go back up. I'm going to reserve my judgment on the suspect only because of from what I'm hearing. But let me make one thing abundantly clear here. I'm a person of faith. I may not agree with this guy's religious views, but I don't discriminate people based on their religion. Because, I'm not trying to get all preachy here, but in the Bible it talks about judging another person. Where you can look it up, Matthew chapter 7, verse 2. About the judgment that you use, you will be judged. The measure you use will be measured back to you. So this is why I keep religion out of my videos. For that very purpose. Because, everybody's entitled to their whatever religious belief they have, just like I am. So I would rather focus on my own shortcomings than to focus on somebody else. Because, come Judgment Day, when I stand before my Maker, I don't want that record of past judgment on others to be there that could be used against me. I'm probably taking that verse out of context, and maybe so. But that's what's got me thinking. I can't judge Muslims. I can't judge not Antichrist. Well, there's really was the atheist, Baptist, Catholic, Jehovah's Witnesses, anything that I can't, and it's really not my place to judge. We do have the freedom of religion, and I think that's a religion that should be respected. Whether you believe in what they believe or not. But that's how I feel about the matter. So, just because this guy is a Muslim, I'm not going to go label him as bad, because I have met Muslim people, and they can be some of the nicest people you've ever met. So, I think it would be wrong to take one bad apple and say all the apples are bad. If you walk up to an apple tree, you spot an apple that's bad. Does that mean the rest of the apples on the other tree are bad? No. So, and it's kind of like my immediate family. My mom, my dad, my sister, and me. Of course, my mom was born first, my dad, then me, then my sister. And I mentioned in past videos about my dad's criminal history. But, given what he's done, does that make me, my mom, God rest her soul, or my sister, does that make us all bad? No. So you really can't. I mean, I get it. Muslims do generally carry out attacks, but it's not fair to label it, say they're all one and the same. That's where I'm coming from in this. So the suspect being a Muslim, I'm not going to judge just based on what I said about what the Bible says. The judgment you use in Matthew chapter 7, verse 2, the judgment you use will be use against you. The measure you use will be measured back to you. So that's why I don't judge anybody based on their religion. And really, it's not our place to judge. I'm not trying to get all churchy or religious here, but I wanted to make a point why I'm not condemning the suspect in today's attack based on his religion. And again, that he had mental issues. That doesn't, by any stretch of means, excuse what he did. It was wrong. So, I guess we'll learn in the weeks and days and weeks and months ahead to really make more sense of why did what happened today happen. I don't know. Everything is still fluid. The story is still developing. So, but I offer my condolences to the officer's family and the suspect's family. And I have to say that because you can't blame an entire family based on the actions of one. Like I just said about my dad. My dad has an extensive criminal history, but that doesn't mean that me, my sister, or my mom are bad people. Again, may my mom uh, rest in peace. I miss her. There's nothing to go down think about my mom, but it hurts. Feels like a void that can never be filled. But life goes on. And I guess the one silver lining is my mom's not suffering anymore, and that is what takes the weight off my shoulders. But I would rather have the weight on my shoulders and have my mom still alive. But at the same time, I don't want her to suffer either. So she's resting in the, she's resting peacefully, and I feel happy about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. It's just past 11:30, so I want to try to get this video up before the tournament night. I will see you on the next video. Peace.